listens carefully.
Usually, bacteria consist of the members of the Enterobacteriaceae family. For example, Enterobacter, Citrobacter.
And sometimes Klebsiella, also the same. Okay. So that's why closely related bacteria with similar behavior, and all of them are normal inhabitants of human gut. Okay, go on.
They produce acetylene gas when they are fermented at 10°C for 24 hours. There are thermotolerant bacteria, coliform bacteria. They are used to detect fresh fecal water
pollution. And what is the species of bacteria that belong only to this thermotolerant bacteria? From the number. So here they are total coliform, and inside them will be something thermotolerant. What is? E. coli itself. So that's why people, here it's possible to conclude E. coli and the rest. E. coli and the rest. So anyway, the rest is also important. The rest is also important, but E. coli most of most. Okay, how to perform this test? Okay, sorry for interruption once again. Concerning titration method, nowadays, especially asked about the titration method only not in use. Titration method is like option in the field. When you are somewhere, for some reason it's for you, doesn't matter what is the reason. Maybe pump has been broken. So not available filtration methods, we may try to use titration test. It means also lactose-containing media are given, and what is simply pure. Moreover, usually 9 volumes, 3 100, 3 appears to be 3 10 ml, and 3 1 ml. 1 ml are given, so that's why into this medium 1 ml is required. And the principle will be the total amount will be 333 milliliters, something like 300. So, and then one situation only if nothing has been broken, when the water contains a lot of sediments that impossible to build, particles and so on, impossible to remove without removal of microbes. So that's why we directly inoculate water in such media, then the rest of examination will be totally the same. Simply inoculation intermediate. So, okay, we usually use filtration test. What is the volume of water is under the examination? 3? Yes. Every 100 ml. And every 100 ml is filtered through the filter. I have to say it's not, maybe at the end of the class I will show you standard nylon filters. This is to my mind paper filter, handmade filter in reality. But principle will be totally the same. We filter and put every filter into which medium? No, correctly. Oh my God. And the medium. What is the composition? So, by the way, this is in the medium. Still this growth with only something. This is in the medium with growth of medical. By the way, who remembers genetics, I showed you in the medium already. Okay, what is the composition of the medium, if you remember? Look. Is it agar or gross? Agar. Which sugar is inside? Undoubtedly. Lactose, of course. And the indicator that indicates the fermentation of lactose, right? So, okay, this here there are 3 volumes, should be 3 peptidish. Now it's 1 peptidish, like an example. Look, and which conclusion can you make from this observation? It can invite you, you may take it into hand. Okay. 1 red colony, undoubtedly. First of all, what it means if it is 1 red colony? Not yet. We only on the beginning of the way. So it means only one thing. We have 1 lactose fermenting colony. So now everyone listens to this moment very carefully. So if we found lactose positive colony, of course we'll do something else. Next question. Is it possible that we find here no lactose positive colonies? Yes. So what will be our conclusion in this case? Good. Yes. The people no need. By the way, once again, how many microbes are present, might be present in 1 ml of water? In 1 ml of water. total microbial count for water. Previous chief speaker explained. 1 million polysapropic zones. So in our tap water, how many microbes are present in 1 ml? Oh, please.
10,000.
Less than 50. Congratulations. I don't know what did you think about. So people, how many milliliters did we filter through single filter? Did you understand? Did you understand her like emotional speech? Completely. So people, don't invent something. My standard like credo, my standard principle. Like speak only the things you like. No, I can't say that you choose, which are natural, based on common sense. So people, if you say that we filter tap water, by the way, we don't speak about some water from extra basins and so. If it was so, there were much more colonies here. So that's why people, we found only 1 lactose positive colonies, but total number of colonies might be now possible even to calculate. The whole filter might dig out. What I mean, for example, if 50 in 1 ml, but we injected 100 ml, so that's why total amount will be 5,000, right? In 1 filter, right? But all of them are not necessary for us because they are not E. coli associated bacteria. Understood? Okay, keep that in mind. So she said totally correctly. If no lactose positive colonies, we stop our examination. All the time, like at our background will be cost of examination. So that's why it should be, first of all, reliable, second is less costly. Okay, so if you found 1 colony, it doesn't mean that it is coliform bacteria. We have to prove that with all possibilities, all tests. Why? Because if you imagine you are a sanitary doctor and you made conclusions that water going through our pipes is poor, you even can't imagine which like emergency situation you create. So because it needs to stop. It needs to make investigation, to provide for population water supply from other external source of water, and so on and so on and so on. Finally, again, it's with great loss of money, and maybe for some manufacturing processes they should be stopped, and so on and so on and so on. So that's why you should be totally sure that you are really right. This is coliform bacteria. Lactose positive colonies has been grown. How to prove? What are the other tests? Gram stain. Take small portion of colony. By the way, colony is very small. How to divide it into several parts, I don't know exactly, but possible. So, what should be after gram staining if it is coliform? Gram negative growth. One more. This test. What else? Oxidase test. Okay. If they enter bacteria, what sort of test should be? So, both typical. By the way, people, all the time we compare this test with such a dangerous agent like cholera. Why? Because cholera is from one side is gram-negative, also corruption, but it is oxidase positive, and it doesn't ferment lactose. It ferments instead of lactose, it ferments glucose. Okay, so if this test positive, what needs to do next? So we have to prove the next, we have to get next proof for lactose fermentation. We re-inoculate from this colonies the rest. Moreover, we need more culture into lactose containing medium and incubate. What happens next? If yes, and if something. Growth, not only growth, but growth, what are the end products? Additional acid gas. Here we also determine gas formation, because many coliform bacteria may produce acids, but E. coli and limited number of related bacteria produce acid and gas. So
the gas is only CO2.
So honestly speaking, the subject of great discussion. Maybe something else as well, but in reality, mostly reliable CO2. Maybe some here I can't say directly. Maybe some other gaseous products can be found, like vapors or something like, but usually CO2. Most of course CO2 due to the glucose complete fermentation. So, but you say even aerobic oxidation of glucose. Okay, so if we found CO2 and acid, we may conclude about total coliform bacteria. This is first step. And after that, we really confirm that fecal pollution has got its place. Okay, next question. How to prove that he has a coliform bacteria, thermotolerant bacteria?
Instead of integrating at 37 degrees Celsius, we integrate it at 44 degrees
44 degrees centigrade, and if this incubation again gives us acid and gas, we may conclude that here it is equal fresh fecal pollution. So, is it clear, people? Okay, no, I have to say you was following the schedule of this examination. Okay, additional question. What is sterilization?
Sterilization is the complete destruction of any vegetable or common concept
Like
spores.
spores. So yeah, any method can be applied, starting from physical, chemical, and finishing something else, and mechanical, but it should eliminate everything, including spores. Okay. So, people, now some words about fresh. What does it mean fresh? Interesting sound, not fresh fecal pollution, fresh fecal pollution, and so on. I may comment only this way. If we, in quotation marks, indicate so-called fresh fecal pollution, it means it's current pollution. It's pollution ongoing. Maybe it started yesterday, and because we monitored the state of water previous day, previous week, maybe. It means suddenly something happened, and this something is continuing. So that's why we must do something. We must do something. We must make some interventions to prevent this pollution. If it is not so fresh, caused by Enterobacter, Citrobacter, Klebsiella, and especially Clostridia, sulfite-reducing Clostridia, like Clostridium perfringens and so on, spores, it's late, really late fecal pollution, maybe months ago. It means it was some outbreak of contaminations into our water some time ago, sometime maybe not less than 1 week, maybe even earlier. And then it's not necessary to investigate how it's happened. But now, still now, no, this moment problems are happening, but they may appear any next moment. So that's why we should be like, we should take great care. Understood? But it's not so emergent situation. Understood? Let me say. Now, people, we have to write something like protocol, but before that, this class I asked this question, and I greatly like your future answer. I'm waiting for your answer to this question. What can you tell about Vitebsk water sanitary state? Is it good or bad?
Bad.
Oh yeah, all the time I share the same answer. Bad. So people, now let me protect. Our Vitebsk water doesn't need any protection. It's super. But yeah, everyone disagrees with me. So, but that's why. But anyway, I'll say some words to the benefit of our Vitebsk water, and we'll speak about history. History. I'm greatly not a specialist in French language, but in Middle Ages, like I don't remember exactly which century, 14th century, 15th century, something like. They were monks of province of France. Pronunciation, I'm not sure that I wrote perfectly, Artois. And it was Cartesian monastery like. These monks were living there. And they first drilled this well. By the way, that's why due to these monks' activities, this well was named as Artesian. Artesian, yes, well, maybe you heard about. Why? It is very depth well. Very depth well, no, I'm not sure, starting maybe from 50 meters, not less than 30 undoubtedly, very deeply from inside. And what happens? We have layer of soil, then usually a layer of sand, then clay, then water horizon, and once again clay. Clay is not permeable for water. And if to drill up to this water horizon, all will be like fontaine, due to the pump, the extra pump that is present in the land, water lands, and so on. People. When passing through all these layers, in meters for about 100 meters of depth of well and 130 meters, the water is sterile, really. If you remember, soil, like medium, 4, 5, 3, even maybe 3 meters in depth, there will be no microbes at all. First of all, the temperature is low. Second thing, it's filtration methods. So that's why here it is water really sterile. What are the basic problems with our water? Our water has not even various salts that can be eliminated by boiling, like magnesium, next calcium, and so on. Potassium, sodium usually not, but magnesium, potassium, water, the indoor water is rigidity. That's why sometimes to wash hair maybe not so comfortable. But people, enough high level of iron, ferric containing irons. So that's why every our water pumping supply is supported by the ionization station that removes iron from our water. But people, from microbiological point of view, water is almost sterile. Second problem, pipes. The water delivers from initial source to final consumers. Of course, pipes might be different. If they're like metallic, I'm not sure for heating, but plastics much more better. But a lot of houses still have steel made, moreover still made long ago. So, summarizing, from microbiological point of view, the water is excellent. Our water is better than in Minsk, for example. We have no. So someone has some relationship with Minsk water. By the way, in one district up to this year, the water is still chlorinated. Only that's why this water doesn't need chlorination, any other chemical treatment, and so on and so on and so on. In Minsk, artesian wells will be drilled last well only this year, and only from next year all Minsk, because very large area, will get this artesian water. So that's why our water is nice. If you'll ask me, especially morning students refuse to brave gentlemen, they say, we were playing badminton, that's why we didn't prepare microbiology. So, interesting idea, by the way. Moreover, they played badminton and understood all weekend long, no possibility at all to prepare microbiology. But I said them, when you are exhausted in gym, you may directly drink the water from our tap, there will be no problems. Moreover, trust me, I never put neither filters upon this crane, nor I use some, what else is usually popular? Bottled water. Why? So if you need like to remove some like calcium, magnesium, boil the water, it will be okay. So no problem. So that's why I don't use some bottled water at home.
Doctor, like even though we like heated the water, there will be like white particles.
Yeah. The water is like translucent.
The jugs we buy, it used to rust, like it used to leak, so rust, white parts, rust the jugs.
The water is translucent. It's like translucent. It's not completely transparent. It's like translucent.
Translucent. Where
Yes.
do you take very interesting translucent water?
Opaque.
So I am living in a house of like just a moment. Our house wasn't 50 years old, by the way, and still no pipes were changed. But if I pour the water into bath, it is even with blue hue. It's totally transparent.
Like
No, maybe you have some special water or it's something
opaque.
sediment some can be found. So maybe from tubes only one thing I may explain. So people, once again, if you ask me is it possible to drink water directly from tap without any problems? When in summer I'm in gym and I want to drink a lot, so I open the water and drink without any problem. So only one problem maybe if 10 people begin to drink from the same tap, they will spread the infection from one to another. This is another situation.
So I have encountered like when we take cold water, it's
So people,
it's a
of course I'm speaking about cold water. Official position that cold water and hot water are equal. But I'm not sure. Here, that's why I don't like recommend you to use hot water, because I think something to prevent corrosion is added into hot water. But here I'm not sure, it's chemical question I didn't ask about. That's why cold water, I'm speaking only about cold water. Okay, so this one. Moreover, people, regulated water supply should be much more better than some like private or something like wells. Of course, sometimes when I explain such advantages of our water to our grandmothers or something like this, the water is not tasty. Our water taken from our personal private well is much more tasty and so on. Here we have maybe that every locality, every country sometimes have something like saint water sources. So, for example, water stream going from, I don't know, from hill, maybe from a rock, or from something like this one. It means like a water flow, natural one. And all the time, inhabitants of this surrounding begin to speak very tasty water. It's very nice when really it's cold, of course. So people, I like, how to say, but I get unbelievable impression about such a matter when nearby Vitebsk heritage exists. The bus goes a small village Luzhisna. And there are a lot of private houses in this Luzhisna, and once upon a time, one enough elderly lady brought me some water portion and said, we have here same source of water, maybe even religious, something. It helps against many diseases and so on and so on. It's standard situation, you know. So, could you check it for microbial presence? So people, I made terrible mistake. I not forgot, I even didn't think good water should be. So the water from open sources should be dissolved, private. Dilution should be made. Even here possible to take 1 ml and inoculate. So people, I did the same. I took this saint water and inoculated 1 ml and put into thermostat 1 petri dish. I came next morning, people, I didn't recognize my petri dish. I never seen before such great microbial growth. I may tell them about milk inside, trust me. Of course they will know, my opinion, I didn't check the origin of this microbe. Moreover, one microbe dominating all the colonies, like it was not colony, solid growth. Solid growth, maybe even several millimeters in height. So they liked our Microbiology agar, these microbes well. So that's why people be careful with water of open sources. Understood? Oh, now our water nice. Okay, open your albums, please. Read carefully the methodical instructions. So may indicate that one protocol was devoted, no time to write it. One protocol was devoted to hand wash testing. Who can answer me? Which kind of contamination do we want to check when we're checking hand wash testing? E. coli. It means again fresh fecal pollution. It means if someone didn't wash perfectly hands or contaminated them didn't wash perfectly. So this person shouldn't be allowed to some professional like occupation. For example, when a person works in food stuff making or in chemists, where else, in dining halls, of course, nurses and so on. From time to time they are checked by sanitary service and this is checked. So the inoculation is done into this medium known as special Kessler's medium. Look please. So if imagine that you don't know something or know nothing about this medium, how can you characterize the composition of this medium?
Indicator.
So just a moment. First of all, it's liquid medium. So that's why what is the basic medium? Meat, peptone, broth. Meat, peptone, broth. So concerning indicator, you decided that here it is violet color, right? So people, running a little bit ahead, it is not the indicator because gentian violet doesn't depend on change of pH. It's, as it remains violet, it will be violet. It's at least it is added. So that's why we may conclude broth. So people, if you are looking for E. coli, what else undoubtedly should be inside? Lactose. Well done. Lactose. So that's why. And what is inside here? Something like tube for what? Tube for what?
Gas.
Undoubtedly, several persons in altogether for gas accumulation. So that's why people, gentian violet. So almost everything we pronounced, only one substance looks invisible, and if not knowing about it, it's difficult to invent. Bile salts also. So people, the result of inoculation looks like this one. Here it is was like napkin or small portion of like bandage was taken, and the hand was washed out. And do you see the difference? Bubble of gas appeared in the floor. Do you see? I will come to everyone. Visible. This is bubble of gas. To compare with this controller. Oh, here it is. So bubble of gas is easily visible. Here it is. Yes. So this is the carton containing wood with water. Bubble of gas.
It has happened. What can I do? That's an MCQ. No. Leave about that.
Okay, this one.
See, I told you.
Yes, okay. So at least, so people, if bubble of gas present, what can we conclude? Lactose fermentation, at least. Who remembers which temperature usually incubation is made? No, people, this is done to accelerate the work. 44. Because late contamination is not interesting. We here directly determine fresh type of pollution. This is one thing. Second thing, people, last moment, last detail to decide why is gentian violet, and bile salts are added here. Who has some ideas? Okay, bile salts and gentian violet. The question: where did we take the material from? Hands wash. What do you think? Skin of hands or any other skin is highly containing microbes area or not? Very many. So that's why people, to inhibit the growth of we are interested only in E. coli. It's poorly but tolerate bile salts and easily tolerates gentian violet. We added this gentian violet as well as bile salt to inhibit the growth of parallel microflora. Is it so-called concomitant? Is it clear? So that's why people will use this. If so, to conclude, which group of media by its destination Kessler's medium belongs to? Version special, differential, selective. Selective, because it kills the rest of bacteria. Is it clear? Or inhibits the growth the same. Understood? Let it be so. Alright. So this